David, obviously a week on from the Tamworth game, what's your sort of feeling around that result and sort of the squad now they've had sort of time to process it?
Look, listen, we're really disappointed after it. I think these emotions are high, the players themselves, and I'm just disappointed for the supporters more often than not, and I must compliment them again. Even after us been leading 3-1 and going back losing 4-3, they were brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I must give them so much credit, because obviously not winning a lot of games recently, and with the relegation and stuff like that, but I can't compliment them enough, and it's just, I'm gutted probably more for them than anything that after getting that lead and then what happened. But listen, I've said it for day one, football's unpredictable. You never know what's going to happen. You've got to give Tamworth a lot of credit, how they get back into the game. We've just got to manage it better, and again it's a big learning curve for a lot of the players. I spoke to one or two individually just about different things, and listen, it's just, unfortunately, it's a bit of an example of the season that we've had here. Just various mistakes or different things that haven't went our way, and ultimately it's kind of give us a lot of bad luck at times. But in fairness to the boys, they've come back in. We want to try and finish the season and the best way we possibly can. As I said, the one thing you'll always get is they'll always work hard. They'll try their best. Whether or not on the pitch we get the results that we really want, it is another matter. But I say yesterday, we've been training on the pitch this week because the training ground's getting ripped up, so it's been good to go on the pitch. It's obviously a good surface, and the boys have been good considering everything that's went on. Again, we're not talking about high-fiving each other, but we're trying to be positive and trying to work hard so that we can try and give the supporters and the football club a last game that's of a positive nature.
Obviously on Barnet, they've had a very sort of standout year, probably been top for the large majority of the season. How impressive have you been with them? Oh,
listen, they deserve so many plaudits. I mean, this league is so hard to get out of, and there's only one team can actually get promoted automatically. And obviously I know how good York are, how good Forest Green are, and how good teams like Rochdale are. I mean, I think Barnet deserves some amount of credit for the way they've kept that momentum going. I think in any season you look at it, and different clubs have been at, when you get that momentum, sometimes you lose a game you off, but I think they've been incredible and they deserve all the credit. But also I think when you look at how they've done it, I think it's impressive. They've obviously had a long-term plan there. They play in a certain way, which is always something that the football club here wants to do, but it does take a lot of, I said very openly, a long-term plan to do that. But I think they're a great example, and again, when you're in a division, there's been decent investment at Barnet, but as has been a lot of clubs in there, so there's never any guarantee. So I think the players, the management staff, the club deserve so much credit for that. And again, listen, it's a really tough game for us to finish after the season we've had, but in the same token, it's great for the players to go out there and obviously test themselves against the best team in the division. And again, the first thing I'll do, I'll say the managers, congratulate them because they've done so well. We'll just try and get a team out there. Obviously it's been a long season. I think openly said, unfortunately at a really key stage when Tyler Roberts went out, we've really missed him. And then Ethan recently came out with suspension, and again we're just patching players up to get them through the end of the season. Not make excuses, we're just going to try and get through this last game, get a team in the pitch that we want to try and go and compete, that can try and obviously hopefully cause them some problems and hopefully make it difficult for them, because they are quite a free-flowing football team, but again we're looking forward to the challenge because it will be a big challenge.
And just finally, obviously this season, good results have been a sort of few and far between, but a lot of our good results have come against the top sides. Is that something that you sort of thrive upon, and you think this squad can kind of look forward to these big games against the big sides that are doing well and performing at the top end of the table?
It's funny in football that I'm watching where we've got some success, when we've played the better teams, whether sometimes there is different mindset. I just think the games are completely different because you're playing against good teams. The structure we've had, which has worked for us, when you're playing against not the top teams, we've had to really come out and try to be the aggressors, and because we don't have a lot of goals, it's been really difficult for us when we've lost that many games 1-0 against these other teams, because they're so open, and we're not sitting in a block, but what we do is we're more structured defensively, and we're looking for ways that we can try and capitalise on it. And I think the boys have been incredible against some of the better teams, and again I look back to the York game again, they were brilliant. York were a very good side, but we should have got to half time 0-0. Obviously another difficult decision for us to take on the chin, but I think the players look forward to it, because at least we can try and get them to work in a way that's worked for them this season. Now, is that going to work every week? No, it's obviously difficult now because of the way things have went and the mindset of it, but we will still try and get out there, and we'll definitely try and get up against them. Again, there's a number of games this season that we have done well against, teams. Like I say, recently Rochdale against Forest Green, even even against Oldham here, we were very good against Oldham, and a couple of mistakes undone us. So all the teams in that top bit of the table we've actually competed with, and I think that bodes a lot of confidence, hopefully, for next season, if they can take that, the positives of those games, and add, as we've said quite openly, I mean, we can get some players in at the top end of the pitch that can hopefully score more goals. I think that the foundations are very good. So I think what we can do in Monday is try and finish it up the same way as we've done against all the other teams, and hopefully the boys go out there and do well. And again, for me personally, you just want to give the fans something to be positive about, because it's been a really difficult season for them, obviously difficult season for the chairman and everybody associated with it. For the players, I can assure the fans all the time that they're definitely hurting about what's happened. So the message for me will definitely be, let's go out there on Monday and really do everything we can for the supporters, try and finish it up in the right way, win, lose or draw, but let's put a good performance on. They will be committed, they'll definitely try their best up against the best team in the league, and I say they're definitely looking forward to that.